Good morning. It's time to get in touch. Brought to you by Geisinger Muncie and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home. Every week, this public affairs show shines a spotlight on people and programs in our communities that improve the quality of life in Lycoming County and beyond. I'm Freddi Hammer, host of In Touch and news director at Backyard Broadcasting. The holidays may be over, but hunger in central Pennsylvania hasn't gone away. Joining us now is Shila Ulrich. She's the president of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, who brings years of frontline and leadership experience in addressing food insecurity across our region. Good morning, Shila. Thanks for joining me on In Touch.
Good morning, Freddi. Thanks so much for having me.
We are talking about the holidays ending, but what does January and February look like for families who are really struggling with food insecurity?
Certainly during the holiday season, we're reminded that many American families don't have the resources to do traditional celebratory things. But after the new year, messaging about food insecurity largely begins to fade from public attention.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of on a quest this year to make that rise to the top a little bit more, because we do see that hunger continues to rise across our service territory and, frankly, across the nation.
You're the new CEO of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, and you did spend lots of years running a food pantry locally, working in human services. Does that experience change how you see your position today?
Absolutely. My hat's off to all of the pantry operators, soup kitchen operators, and the individuals making, the hard decisions and doing the boots on the ground work. I know what kept me up at night as a pantry operator for close to 2 decades, and just really have a lot of admiration for individuals who step up and want to help the folks in their community. And as a result of that, we're working on a new strategic plan that we'll be releasing in the next couple of weeks, and we're really focused on that neighbor experience and how neighbors can access food within their communities, and doing that by supporting our agencies that exist across our 27 counties. We have more than 1,100 agencies we support through our work, and we want to be able to be, unassailable to and providing that help to them as they need it.
What does that look like when you make new plans to go forth in a campaign for 2026? Do you have meetings? Is it, here's my idea, and somebody approves it? How does that work?
Yeah, so we have been working since the spring of last year to bring about ideas. So we've used our network to inform our decision-making about what's going to impact our region in the best ways possible. So we've asked pantry providers to give us the ideas of what they need and how we can do that better. And really, it's just time, talent, and treasure kind of comes down to that, right? So being able to have time for the agencies and make sure that we're responding to their requests and need for information in a timely way. We saw that, as the SNAP benefits were paused in the fall, the more information that we could get to them, the easier they had time to understand what was happening, right? So it's hard to distill all of the information coming in, so we were able to do that, which was really great. We're also looking at ways that we can help to fund agencies in different ways to be able to have products available more consistently. It's just a challenge, right? So we're a social service agency, but also kind of a warehouse. And so we wear a lot of hats, and just making sure that we are able to get the resources to individuals. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the ways that we can link up with our agency partners in deeper and more meaningful ways.
I'm sure that what drove you to make new plans and do new things for coming years is it's really, the statistics say that the food insecurity is higher than it was in 2014, which had that big recession in there, and issues are even worse today. Is that what you're seeing?
For sure. The Household Food Security in the United States in 2024 report just came out just as 2025 was closing. And those are kind of retro. So they go backwards, right? So we're obviously in 2026, but we have data from 2024 that revealed that 13.7% of Americans experienced food insecurity at some point during that year of 2024. Food insecurity has risen 34% nationally since 2021 and is now at the highest level seen in more than a decade, underscoring the long-term nature of the hunger crisis. So certainly, we're, despite this, continuing to do what we can.
It's almost unthinkable to think about 48 million people, and they say here the statistics, 1 in 8, 1 in 6 children. I mean, it's hard to even wrap your head around that. It's almost like, oh, that's not in my neighborhood. Like, you can say that easily, but that's not true.
That's absolutely not true. We see in every municipality, in every borough, in every town, city across our service territory in Pennsylvania and across the nation, there are people who are struggling with food insecurity. And, the number of individuals who struggle with very low food security is alarming. And by definition, very low food security means that it's a more severe range of food insecurity, that food intake is reduced and eating patterns are disrupted because of limited money or other resources for food. And we see this in economic trade-offs. We know specifically around this time of the year, people are making choices between heating their home and feeding their family, which is just a choice no American family should have to make.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. Do you hear from families that you had seen before and continue to serve?
Yeah, we're seeing some other alarming data as well. We pulled some data related to SNAP benefits, and we've seen a pretty sharp decline of individuals who are receiving SNAP benefits, which for us is a big, concern, because for every one meal we deliver in the Charitable Food Network, SNAP is able to provide 9. But we've had a change of SNAP participation across our whole service territory of 4.8% from September to November. And there are probably lots of reasons for that, but we're also just gearing up for what that might mean on the other side of this for the Charitable Food Network. So if people aren't participating in SNAP, they may be utilizing the Charitable Food Network in more ways. So we're kind of bracing for that impact.
When you think about the people who are receiving the benefits or experiencing food insecurity, sometimes people's minds just go to people who are homeless or people who don't have jobs. But these are families who are working and struggling, trying to make ends meet, which is why they're needing the food.
Yeah, I think it's surprising that when people learn that nearly 85% of families who receive SNAP have at least one person who's working in their home.
Yeah.
It sort of flies in the face of the idea that, yeah, you're right, like that it's a homeless individual or maybe a person with mental health issues or there are addiction difficulties. And while that is true, right, there are individuals who utilize SNAP and may have those challenges. We see a lot of individuals who are working full-time and not able to make things work. And as a good illustration of that, it's possible to have two working adults in a home that work in certain industries and don't make more than $50,000 a year combined despite full-time work.
Wow.
And we've all been to the grocery store, right? We know what prices look like. Utilities are increasing, rents are increasing, all of those things. And so it's just really, really challenging to make ends meet in the current economic environment.
About children, I mean, you're talking about the different food programs that they have for summers, and you have winter breaks where they're sending food home with kids. And those local fundraising and opportunities are really increasing as well. I think people are generous.
Yeah, in 2024, we saw 14.1 million children who were food insecure. So again, it's a large number of children who don't have the choice between food or not. And so really proud of the way Pennsylvania has risen up and provided the free breakfast program. We have the $7 in the summer because you're right, as you illustrated, summertime is a very challenging time for families who don't have the safety net of free or reduced lunches in the school setting. So we do work to try to close those gaps, and then we work with agencies who are doing that work really well. Really proud of the work that we're able to do alongside our agencies, but there are still children who are going hungry despite our efforts.
We just heard in the news how the president signed a bill about milk in schools, and they are now allowed to have the different types of milk for kids to have a choice. Did that make your ears go, ooh, because you guys had to deal with a lot of the milk stuff during the pandemic, and is that benefiting you in any way?
Yeah, milk is one of our number one requested items. We do a lot of surveying within our service territory, so we're always happy when dairy, good, center of the plate, good nutritious foods are being offered. Yeah. Really thankful for G.T. Thompson and his leadership at the Ag Committee, and just thankful that we have representation within Congress in that way. Always happy to support, again, those good center of the plate types of items, and really happy that we were able to get that done.
Talking about advocacy as well, like going and telling your congressman how you'd like to see more funding for that. I mean, that's something that we can do beyond helping or volunteering or sending a donation.
That's right. Yeah, engaging with your local congressmen and women, legislators at the state level. Pennsylvania State, we do have really robust charitable food network programs. One's called the SFPP, the State Food Purchase Program, and one is PASS, which is the Pennsylvania Agricultural Supply System. And those programs are designed for the Charitable Food Network. PASS particularly is a highlight of what we do because we're able to link up with local farmers. It's all PA preferred, PA produced and manufactured items that we're able to send into the hands of people who most need it. So it's a win-win, and we're really, really thankful that we have a legislature that continues to fund that and increase funding for those programs because it's important work that we do to make sure that Pennsylvanians don't go hungry.
You know, we talked other times here on our In Touch program with the person there whose position you have now just stepped into. We spoke with Joe Arthur. People may remember Joe. But what's it like stepping into his shoes now? I mean, he did a lot of things for about 12 years. Do you feel like this is a critical moment for the Pennsylvania Food Bank to move forward or change?
So at first, Joe did incredible work within the service territory, within food banking in general. We have some really, really great programs that rolled out as a result of his leadership. Programs that help to get meat that's about to expire in grocery stores frozen and into the hands of individuals who need it. Our milk program is one of the most robust across the food banking industry. And interesting for Williamsport specifically, we do hunger mapping, community hunger mapping reports. We have a research team who does that, and we'll be releasing our hunger mapping report for our northern tier, which includes Lycoming County, in the beginning of March of this year. So we're really excited to be able to get that information out. So Joe laid some really great groundwork, and we're excited to take what he has done and really transform food access across our service territory. So certainly stepping into big shoes. Joe is still at the food bank doing some development fundraising work.
Great.
It has really just been a really great asset to the food bank. And to me personally, he's just been so great. So
I'm so glad.
Happy that he's still around.
Good, because he was just an advocate for what you guys did and was such a great spokesperson. And I'm sure that you coming into that position is doing the exact same thing for what they do there at Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. It's
my hope for sure, and privileged to do this work every day.
So what are we going to do? We want to help now. It's after the holidays. Last year, you had a soup fundraiser where you bought jars of soup from different places around Williamsport, and that was such a delicious thing. I'm wondering if you're going to be doing any more programs like that, or if that's on the table to talk about.
Yeah, we're hoping to have our Ladles of Love.
Ladles of Love, that's what it was.
Yeah, Ladles of Love. We're hoping to have that. But, it really just remembering that hunger is pervasive no matter what time of year it is. Certainly around the holidays, we think about charity and being charitable. But we kind of go into the doldrums of February, January and February. And, people are still, again, they're making those economic trade-offs. They're making choices about eating or paying rent or paying their utilities. And so any way that you can plug in and help with the food bank and its agency partners, we're always happy with. So if you go onto our website, centralpafoodbank.org, you can find a feature called Find Help. And if you go on there and type in your zip code, you can see the agencies who are doing the boots on the ground work. And we encourage people to link up with their local communities to be able to do that work. Of course, we accept volunteers here at our Williamsport hub. And then also we have a hub in Hollidaysburg and then in Harrisburg as well. But for your region specifically, Williamsport is always happy to take volunteers. Certainly donations of time, talent, and treasure are most important. And just, again, getting the word out about food insecurity and the impacts of our children, our vets, our elderly individuals who you're going to school with, you're worshiping with, you're working with, who may be challenged with getting enough to eat.
Some of the local folks that we've worked with in the past, do they move around in the state, or do the Williamsport hub people help out the Hollidaysburg hub people, or you only get together for the Christmas party? I wondered how that works.
Yeah, obviously it's a challenge based on geography, and just, it's a 2-hour commute, basically in any direction. But we do a lot of interfacing. Technology is great for that. We have a lot of Teams meetings that we're able to do company-wide. And then we do some visiting. So, for instance, I'm in Williamsport today just to be with the staff here. And the leadership team specifically makes an effort to be up here and to visit with the staff and make sure we're checking in and helping them with their needs. But yeah, we have a huge service territory. It's 18,000 square miles. And so it's a big territory, and we take that seriously and endeavor to rise up and meet the needs of every community member within that 27 counties.
If you have new partnerships that you're looking toward, does that usually center in one area, or can you find a partnership out in rural Pennsylvania somewhere? Does that come about?
Yeah, for sure. So we use some modeling to make sure that if we do have new partners coming on board, we're putting those partners in places where there is the most amount of need. So certainly within our northern tier area, the geography is a little more challenging, right? It's certainly more rural. Mm-hmm. And so just making sure that we're not overlapping services and maybe. So, for instance, if there is a pantry that's providing services and is pretty robust in a certain area, we may ask a pantry to open up maybe in a 15-minute radius from that, or maybe that, we can utilize a different location so that we're really trying to hit that. So we use that kind of as our metric. 15 minutes is sort of our, we want individuals to be able to access a pantry no more than 15 minutes from their home. So we're always looking at ways that we can do that more efficiently. And so we have mobile pantries and some things that go out, which is really great to help our rural folks.
Can we look forward to seeing you in a Raise the Region fundraising experience this year?
I hope so, yeah. Would love to get involved, get to know more of the Williamsport folks. Always happy to jump in. So really excited and looking forward to that.
That's a wonderful experience. Like sort of seeing the numbers go up, it feels really good.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Just sort of wrapping up here, we just wanted to see if there's one thing that you want people to understand as we head into the new year, when hunger's less visible and very real. What is it that you want people to understand about your mission?
I think it's just, that everybody eats in a world where there's abundance and there's enough food for everyone. Connecting the dots is so important. And so, we really stray away from making judgments about how people got to where they are or why they're there, but really just focused on the fact that we have children who are hungry. We have adults who are hungry, and that hunger doesn't go away, at certain times of the year, and that it has been growing since 2021. So, really just thankful for the support of the community who helps to support us throughout every season of that, and just hopeful that we can continue to raise awareness of how hunger affects our communities.
So the website, centralpafoodbank.org, all the information that we need for donating our time, talent, and treasures would be there.
It absolutely is.
Well, it's been wonderful talking to you. It sounds like you just have a complete grip on what you're doing, and I'm hoping that it just continues on to grow and be better and better as you continue through 2026. Shila Ulrich, president of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, thank you so much for joining us this morning on In Touch. We're going to make the donation, centralpafoodbank.org.
Thank you so much for having me.
And on the second segment of In Touch today, I revisit an interview we did in October of 2025 with Vince Reeder and Echo Mitchell, founders of Hats for Heat, a nonprofit organization providing heating oil for those in our community who are in need. This all started with a hat and has grown to so much more in 5 years. We'll learn a little bit about the nonprofit Hats for Heat, their new website, and their big Basket Raffle fundraiser coming up at the Loyalsock Hotel January 31st and February 1st. As winter approaches, one local effort helping neighbors stay warm in more ways than one. Hats for Heat raises money through the sale of hats, apparel, and year-round fundraising to help families struggling to afford heating oil. Joining us today are Vince Reeder and his partner Echo Mitchell, who are leading this mission to help keep homes warm and spirits high, and they certainly have wonderful spirits. They've got another big fundraiser coming up. Thanks for being on In Touch today, you guys.
Well, thanks for having us.
And I do know the story, but I want you to tell us about that famous one picture that happened when you guys started this, and really, it took off from there. You had no idea that you were going to be helping these many people.
Yeah, so Vinny wore a hat on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just a lucky hunting hat, he said. Nice little camo with orange. And people started asking him where they could buy one. It was just a novelty hat, something friends, family could wear sort of thing, only a few of them. And he was like, well, maybe we could sell some, but I don't want to make a profit off of this. That's not what it's for. So he said, let's just help a person. And I was like, oh, just one person. You have no idea what you're doing.
And here we are today.
Was that your first reaction? Kind of like, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, sort of. He thought it was going to be just one person. He really didn't think it was ever going to reach the level that we have. And I knew that he's Vince Reeder.
Yeah. You guys have a lot of compassion. You have a lot of heart, and things are just, I don't know, you just seem to ooze that, and it's wonderful. You know a lot of people, and a lot of people love you.
It's an extremely rewarding thing to do to help people out in your community. We live in a great community, and people just hit a a rocky spot.
Sure.
Here and there, and honestly, more often now than ever. In our 5 years of doing it, the word gets out more, but still the people in need seems to grow every year.
Sure. Who are the people calling and telling the stories? It's probably not the people that are requiring the help.
A lot of people call in other people, and one of the best stories was a lady had called in to tell me about somebody she knew that needed it. So that word got out, and then somebody called me saying that lady needs it more than the one she called about, and she did not say a word, so she ended up getting it as well.
Most people are good, aren't they?
This is a community full of very wonderful people.
What kind of corporate partners have you been finding people donating for this Hats for Heat? Do you find a lot of businesses in the area helping?
Oh, my God.
All of them.
If I started naming them, I would feel bad for those that I leave out. Just for an example, last year we had our Basket Raffle, which is a big fundraiser, the end of January, beginning of February. We had 204 baskets donated, and most of them are from businesses. But they just donated all of them, and we ended up raising $71,000 that weekend because of everybody donating those baskets.
Yeah.
And the Loyalsock Hotel, they donate 10% of the profits that day as well.
We also have Jersey Shore State Bank, which is no longer Jersey Shore State Bank. We also have, they always donate every year. West Pharmaceutical was a huge donor last year. There were so many.
Gene's Services, they are a blessing. They donate on a regular basis to us, and they help out a lot of people in our area. McCoy Excavating was another one. He donates a lot as well.
What's a good way to get a hold of you? I mean, we can talk to you on Facebook and other ways.
Yeah, Facebook, Vince Reeder on Facebook. We have a Hats for Heat Facebook page, and we also launched
a website,
hatsforheat.org.
With a 4 or F-O-R?
It's F-O-R.
Yep.
Okay.
Hatsforheat.org. We were blessed to have Cassandra Smith from Eaglesmere. She built it for us.
Donated her time.
Nice.
Everything to build that for us. So her in turn, that's a huge donation to us that we didn't have to pay out. She did it all for us, and it looks beautiful. I just haven't announced it yet. This is actually the first announcement.
We're launching.
We're launching. We are.
Hats for Heat. That's F-O-R. Hatsforheat.org. That's such a great resource.
It'll be huge. There's on there, if people just want to donate in general, there's a Venmo and a PayPal that they can scan a QR code. And then all our apparel here in the next coming weeks will be on there where you can reach out to us and purchase. And
there's also a form you can fill out if you want to nominate someone or have any questions.
Okay.
You can nominate that, and that'll come to our email.
Well, we want to make it as big as possible for this 5th year of Hats for Heat coming up in January 31st and February 1st for the Loyalsock Hotel's Basket Raffle Weekend. What do you call that? Does that have a name?
It's just Hats for Heat.
Hats for Heat.
It's our annual Hats for Heat.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I love it, and I just love knowing you, and I love that this happens, and we see great events, and then you go out in the world, and you give them money for their heating oil, and it just makes families so much happier.
Yeah. Well, we're blessed to start just because we got to meet you and your whole crew here, and you guys help us get the word out and to help more people.
All right. Well, we love doing it, and we're going to continue to help you going on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yes.
Hopefully so.
I want to see the growth. You guys got to make a business plan of what's going to happen in the future.
Perfect.
We got Vince Reeder and Echo Mitchell here as partner, and we're just so grateful for all that you do for our community. Thank you, guys, and thank you for being on In Touch today.
Thank you, and thank you to the community as well.
In Touch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us for questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays 570-323-8200 or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archived files of our In Touch shows, find our Backyard Podcasting link on any Backyard Broadcasting website or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. The programming discussed here on In Touch does not necessarily reflect the feelings or opinions of the management or staff. Thanks for listening to In Touch. Brought to you by Geisinger, Muncie, and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home.